you're listening to this on a train, don't look up yet. If you're standing on a platform right now, waiting for the one that's late, keep your eyes on the floor and listen carefully to the sounds around you. You see, because some trains don't follow schedules, they follow rules. I didn't believe that when it happened. I thought it was a prank, a viral stunt. Something meant to scare bored commuters killing time at a station that never really sleeps. But here's the truth no one warns you about. You don't find Wendy's trains, you get noticed by them. And once the rules are handed to you, the test begins immediately. This ain't a story about what might happen. This is what happened the moment a conductor vanished in front of me and handed Peter the rules. The station was alive in the way late night stations always are. Announcements echoed and overlapped. The janitor pushed a cart that rattled too loudly. Somewhere behind us, a musician played the same 3 notes over and over like he was stuck in a loop. The air smelled like hot concrete, oil, and burnt coffee. Peter stood beside me on platform 3, stabbing at his phone. "Oh, freaking delayed again," he said. "Every freaking night. Same damn train." Above us, the digital board blinked. "Train 217, delayed." That's when the space between us felt occupied. A man stood there suddenly. I didn't hear footsteps. I didn't see him approach. He was just there, like the station had loaded him in late. The conductor's uniform was old-fashioned, heavier than modern ones, fabric darker than the surrounding shadows. Brass buttons lined his coat, worn smooth, like they'd been touched by thousands of hands. He didn't look at me. He looked directly at Peter. "Here, son, you'll want this," the conductor said, extending a folded sheet of paper. Peter hesitated. What is it?" The conductor leaned closer, his voice dropping low enough that I almost didn't hear it over the station noise. "Rules," he said, "for survival." Peter laughed nervously as he took the paper. Okay, sure." "Read them now," the conductor added. "Not after." Then he stepped backward, not into the crowd, not behind a pillar. He stepped back, and there was nothing there. No conductor, no uniform, no sound. Peter stopped laughing. You saw that, right?" he asked. "I saw it," I said. The station carried on like nothing had happened. Peter unfolded the paper. The ink looked fresh, thick, almost wet. Now the 5 rules are: do not board early. Never look at the conductor's face. Hold your breath. Lights flicker, run. Never ever get off. He glanced up at the board again. Delayed. "Creepy coincidence," he muttered. The station clock clicked loudly, once, then stopped. I stared at it. "Peter? That clock moving?" He checked his phone. "Time's still passing." That's when a man near the edge of the platform stepped forward. "I hear it," the man said. No one responded. "Hear what?" Peter asked. "The train," the man said, smiling. "It's early." The tunnel was empty. Then the lights dimmed slightly, like the station was holding its breath. A vibration traveled up through the soles of my shoes. The train arrived without headlights, doors already open. The conductor stood inside. He looked at the man who heard it first. "You're ready," the conductor said. The man boarded. Door slammed shut. The train pulled away instantly. Station clock resumed ticking. The board updated. On time. Peter folded the paper slowly, hand shaking. Next train arrived exactly on schedule. Don't board, I whispered. Peter swallowed. What if not boarding is the test? The doors opened, and we stepped inside. The car felt colder than it should have. The lights were on, the corners stayed dark. Every passenger sat perfectly still, hands folded, eyes forward. The train began moving without a sound. The conductor appeared halfway down the aisle. I see you're following instructions, he said calmly. Peter stared at the brass buttons on the conductor's coat. I watched the reflection ripple in the metal. Boink, Peter gasped. The conductor sighed. You glanced. The lights went out. When they came back on, the seat across from us was empty. Still warm. Peter didn't look up again. The silence hit like a wall. Sound didn't fade, it vanished. No engine noise, no rails, no breathing. Peter grabbed my arm. I took one breath and held it. Something moved through the aisle, clicking, snipping. My chest burned, my vision blurred. The thing paused inches from us. Behind us, someone panicked. They inhaled. The thing lunged. Sound exploded back into the car. The seat behind us was empty. Peter's hands were shaking uncontrollably. The lights flickered. Once. Peter whispered, "Please." Twice. A woman began crying softly near the doors. 3 times. She stood up too fast. Her joints snapped. Her smile stretched way too wide. "I can help you," she said, her voice coming from the wrong place. The conductor appeared beside her. "You were never meant to board," he said gently. She folded in half and slid beneath the seats like wet paper. The lights steadied. No one screamed. Peter gagged quietly. The train slowed. Outside the windows wasn't darkness. It was nothing. The doors opened. Cold rushed in. Peter heard his voice calling his name. He stood. Conductor grabbed his wrist. "Last chance," he whispered. Peter collapsed back into his seat. The door slammed shut. The train moved again. Peter stared at the paper. The rules were gone. New ink formed slowly. In big, bold black letters, it said, "There are more rules." The conductor walked to the front of the car and opened a small metal cabinet. Inside was an old radio. It was already on. Static hissed softly, read with overlapping voices. Not music, not conversation. Dispatch traffic. The conductor adjusted a dial. A woman's voice came through, calm and timeless. "All routes active," the voice said. "Maintain compliance." Peter's blood ran cold. "That's Wendy," the conductor said quietly. Radio crackled again. "Before automation," the conductor continued, "before satellites, before centralized systems, dispatchers controlled everything." He tapped the radio. They didn't just guide trains. They owned the signals. The voice spoke again. "Do not deviate. Do not stop early. Do not stop late." Peter whispered, "She's still alive?" The conductor shook his head. "She stayed where control never dies." Lights dimmed slightly as the radio grew louder. "She exists in radio waves and static. Every instruction sent through the air." The train trembled. "See, she tests people," the conductor said. "The ones who notice, the ones who listen." The radio clicked. "Subject retained," Wendy said. Peter's name flashed briefly on the radio display. Peter sat back slowly. "So, we don't get off?" Conductor nodded. "Wendy doesn't run trains," he said. "She runs movement." Radio fell silent. Conductor adjusted his hat. She still owns the airwaves. The train kept moving, somewhere between stations that no longer exist. An ancient dispatcher listened, still deciding on who arrives and who stays on the route forever. Hey y'all, thanks for watching Wendy's Trains. We so greatly appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you the next time. Much love, God bless, peace out.